The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Corner Booth pregame.
You ready? No debate, cause it's off. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant. Slay the competition, cause I'm walking like a giant. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, corner booth.
I see myself. Kate, I feel like I have not officially said this. I've tiptoed around it. Kate, will you marry me?
Do I have to answer now? Or
No, you have time. You can think about it. You can think about a way to say no without hurting my feelings if you want.
Oh my
lovely.
God.
I'll send you a letter.
Just don't even.
Alright, cool. Thank you. I'll send you my address later so you can send it to my house.
Yeah, I'm never giving you my address. I don't want you getting that close.
Oh, I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to outside to another edition of the Corner Booth Summer Vacation and the official kickoff of preview season. We are starting our football preview with our initial. It always starts with our Madden football rankings review show. We've done it the last 3 years. It is a fun time. We've got some special guests coming in today, joining us live from Iowa in his nice new house, running on negative 3 hours of sleep. Ladies and gentlemen, host of the Rising TDKG podcast and my good friend, Mr. Josh Mahler.
What's going on, man?
What's up, brother? You don't look like a zombie whatsoever. You look like me you look like me on 6 hours of sleep, which is terrifying to think about.
Yeah, I know how to keep myself alive and keep my pulse going. Had plenty of caffeine to keep myself up throughout the day, and then I just got home and just had too much to get going. So
caffeine, nicotine, and carbs, babe. I'd say keep going. And also, ladies and gentlemen, joining us from a basement on the Connecticut shore, one of my co-hosts, an amazing guy, a groom to be, and one of the coolest Jets fans on the planet, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Ordazzo.
I try my best. I do my best.
There you go.
We got a bunch of nice little uniforms dropping today. I can't wait to get into later on.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the share screen up to get this shit going, but of course my computer's being a pain in the ass. Either way, also, ladies and gentlemen, joining us from the tundra, sort of, I guess, boomer sooner country, ladies and gentlemen, the amazing co-host and one of the newer members of the Corner Booth and the Sooner grad, ladies and gentlemen, Mason Rutch.
Tundra, man. Where are you getting that from?
I don't know. Y'all are in the plains.
Man, why broke
it's cold down there.
It's I'm checking the weather right now. It's 92 degrees here in Norman, Oklahoma. So it is not the tundra.
It's about 80
like
degrees
if
here.
I'd be in the tundra. Like I feel like most of the time the winters here are pretty brutal, but not down south in the Great Plains of Oklahoma.
It gets a little cold, but probably nothing like what you're used to, Josh, or you guys, Jared and Matt.
We're it's a good winter when you don't dip under 20. So last year we were thankfully, I don't really think we got into the teens at all, but we're rocking about
Christmas.
Okay, never mind. We had that one day, but usually we're rocking in the fives. So I'm happy with 80 and mostly cloudy.
It wasn't a bad winter here, but I mean, we were usually in the single digits. So I mean, it got pretty brutally cold.
We didn't really get much snow until like March, I would say. We dodged January. We might have got a dusting in February, but we really didn't get anything until March. So I was happy.
Maybe a day. That was it.
Yeah, it's like if we did get snow, it was going to be snow and ice, and you get the whole 9 yards, and it was just all at once. But it wasn't too bad this year.
Seattle, dude. My cousin lives in Seattle. She went to UW Seattle, I think. That's where she graduated, and they were getting feet of snow. But then out here, you're getting jack shit. Ohio was getting a ton, but like Northeast got nothing this year. It was wild.
At least none of us are in upstate New York because their winters are like September through April.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do? Either way, I'm just happy y'all are here. We're talking Madden ratings, but I want to give a little shout out. As most of y'all know, it's in the title this week. I've officially made it 5 years at Belly Up Sports. Somehow Mike and Blaine have not found an excuse to fire me yet. They've tried. They have not succeeded, and yet somehow I'm alive. I'm like a cockroach. Can't get rid of me. And somehow I've actually become a decent employee here. Don't ask me how that works, but from a stupid little college football column I wrote to now having my 207. I lost count. I'm at 400 something episodes at this point between these two shows. But either way, shout out to all my co-hosts, all the people who helped me hang in here, and also to Belly for being an awesome place to work. So
yeah, congrats on 5 years. You know, maybe now that I'm a part of Belly Up, maybe I can get you out before year 6 hits.
Buddy, you're one of the reasons I'm staying. Don't act like you aren't. All right.
No, we're happy to have you on board, man.
Celebratory cigar, bitches.
There we go.
Oh, forgot to put the lid down.
What do you got? Nice Cuban?
Arturo Fuente.
Ooh, I like
Brandon
Arturo.
Gerba.
Arturo Fuente is a nice cigar to go to if you're not wanting to break the bank.
That's my favorite. It's my favorite brand. This is actually Double Chateau. That's the name of this one actually. But yeah, this is my favorite brand. I actually I'm buying a box of these on vacation because Matt knows how many cigars I blow through on vacation.
I just went to Total Wine the other day, and I did not realize how wide of a selection of cigars they have in their entire humidor little section.
And their humidor is only like not that big at all, so it's crazy to think about that. And also, our boy Hector showing up in the comments, rocking a Damian Pierce. And congrats, thank you. I appreciate that, Hector. I really do. Shout out to Hector, insert name FC, friend of the show. Yeah, so I'm just happy to be here, boys. A lot of NFL news. We'll start off with the first one. The sale of the Washington Commies is officially in the books. The NFL owners voted. The Commies are officially under the official ownership of Josh Harris.
6.05? Is that what the number was?
I believe it was in that area. I mean, it's got to be a unanimous decision for him to sell the team, right? Like I'm pretty sure nobody vetoed that. And then they said he had to pay $60 million in a fine as a result of the independent workplace misconduct investigation.
That's awesome. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, Josh Harris and Magic Johnson are now the owners of the Washington Commies.
That's awesome.
We will never refer to them to their full name unless we're doing that stupid ass chant.
Well, and not only that, but you're already red and yellow, and you stick with that color scheme, and then you go to something. You change your name to something that can be misconstrued as the Commies being red and yellow. Like that's just yelling what you want your name to be.
Right.
Anybody wonder if new ownership might change the name again just because they couldn't get it a trademark?
I mean, the problem is they're losing so much money in fucking merchandise trying to do that. That's going to be a
big very true.
Or are they making money because everybody has to get rid of the old name? They had to get rid of Redskins to get the football team, and then they had to get rid of the football team to get Commanders. Is it maybe a boost in revenue? I mean, especially if you got Magic Johnson in on board with it. I don't know. I feel like maybe it could go both ways.
It's I don't know. It's kind of insane to think about how it did sell for $6.05 billion, but the Broncos sold last year for $4.65 billion. So it's insane to see almost like a $2 billion difference in sale price.
And that was to the damn Waltons too.
Yeah, that went to Walmart.
Basically the third richest family in America, or second richest family.
I mean, I kind of forget about the Commanders' history. They, the handful of Super Bowls they have. I guess it's not a big surprise that they're worth that much money. I just thought that the sale price probably would have went down drastically just because of the history with the owner and everything. But
so you guys are more NFL guys, so maybe you have a better answer than I would. But as an NFL owner, now you're Magic Johnson or what's the other guy's name? Josh
Harris.
Yeah. So if you're these guys and you're now taking over as the owner, what changes do you make to the franchise to make it better and hopefully something that you could kickstart faster? And I would think a guy like Magic would have something, but what do you change as the owner to kind of kickstart making the team better?
Well, I would think we should address the coach. Probably is I don't think I like Ron Rivera. I just don't think he's the right guy for that job. I'd wipe the staff and start over with them as a improve the team kind of thing. new coordinator, new defensive coordinator, new coach, new everything. I'd start with a big wipeout with that. And then I don't know, man. I think you got to sage that entire locker room and everything. There's just a lot of fucking just scummy shit that went on behind the scenes with the Snyders. I think you got to just sage out the bad voodoo, bad juju. I think they're losing the name of the stadium with their lease, if I'm not mistaken. I think there was something about FedEx was pulling their name.
Yeah, no, FedEx is, I believe there's something involved with the name. But if you want, I ask about opinion. One, you start with Riverboat Ron. As much as he's like one of the great guys in the NFL, he beat cancer. He's a veteran. He's from a veteran family. He's all this good stuff about him. He's one of the most liked guys in football. He was given a shit bag, and he made the best out of it. And that's all you can ask for. The problem was he was never meant to succeed there. I think Daniel Snyder either is truly insane and literally thought that was going to be a winning formula, or decided, fuck it, I'm going to make it absolute chaos. And if we make the playoffs, amazing. If not, I don't care. So I think one is that. Two, you keep all their guys in the upper office who have basically kept the thing together while Daniel Snyder is trying to take it apart on the post Bruce Allen era. And then on top of that, you actually invest in a quarterback. So if it's Sam Howell, awesome. But the problem is, Josh, you know as much as I do, Sam Howell is he's not, I wouldn't call it franchise quarterback material. I call him Heineke with a better arm. That's all he is to me. So,
yeah.
And a little more power and less speed. So
I think you get a pro QB coach in with him, and you can turn him into a starter QB, much like, I don't know, maybe like a Tyrod Taylor kind of starting QB, where he'll put up solid numbers for you. And one day, if he can stay healthy, he can become your franchise QB. So I think there's potential with Sam Howell. I like him a lot. Seeing him in college, I think he's uber talented. I think he's got a lot of potential to become that guy, as long as, like you said, I think you have to invest in him. And that's where finding the right coaching staff, finding the right players to go around him. But yeah, I definitely think you have to invest in a guy, because that's the thing that I think we oftentimes forget, is that, there's a lot of QBs that go into the league and they don't end up making it, but it's not necessarily the QB that is failing. I think it's a lot of times the team around him is failing, or maybe the coaching staff. I think Baker is a big example, just because of the way that, he was obviously very good even in the NFL with the Browns, but then they change up blocking schemes, they change up offensive schemes, they start kind of not using the balanced run and using that to their utilization, and therefore and then right after that, he gets injured, and then you see his stats kind of go downhill after all of those changes. And so I feel like that's kind of a good example to bring up just on recent memory of a good quarterback who just doesn't succeed because the system around him, whether it be coaching or team, just doesn't fit. So I think Sam Howell can be a good quarterback, though.
I think it's a classic. Like, I mean, I think you got to give the year to this new ownership. I mean, they could make media changes, but the season's right around the corner, where I think you got to wait until the off season for them to make some big splashes. But endorsing Sam Howell to me is just a classic, typical modern day Washington Commanders move. They love to just go cheap on that quarterback position, like, Brissett, Carson Wentz, Sam Howell now, just Ty Taylor, Heineke. They just don't go for it. Like, you know what I mean? Like that couple years ago, like right after they got rid of Kirk Cousins, I think they had a pretty solid defense. It was like Chase Young's second year. They just had no offense. Like Alex Smith.
Yeah, Alex Smith.
Yeah.
Like, there's like 2 years. There's
yeah.
2 year difference.
Well, you know what? It's kind of sad to say Alex Smith, 2 years post like 17 leg surgeries, led that team to a postseason berth. But you can't get a young, healthy guy to get the job done. They just skimp on quarterbacks. I would have loved to have seen them take somebody in the first round, maybe move up a little bit, but I just feel like they play it safe every year. They get that bargain guy they hope makes a splash, but it's just at the end of the day, you wind up with another, 6 to 8 win season.
Yeah.
Mace, you've been pretty quiet. What do you got for me?
Yeah, man. I mean,
nice.
this isn't something that's going to change overnight. It's a tough division to begin with. You've got the Eagles that just went to the Super Bowl, and I feel like that's the expectation now for Philly. Dallas is going to be good pretty much every single year. People have their opinions on how far they can actually go in the playoffs, but they're not an easy opponent by any means. And then you have the Giants who won a playoff game, and they might be losing their best player in Saquon, but nonetheless, they're still not an easy out, right? So they're easily the worst team in the division, whether Dan Snyder's the owner or if it's Magic Johnson and the other guy. None of that's going to change, right? And I think Matt made a good point that the season's right around the corner. You're not going to fire the coach. You're not going to clean out the coaching staff. You're not going to be making all these personnel moves in mid-July, right? It's just too late. So at this point, you're just going to have to roll with the fact that the season is pretty much lost. I don't think it was going to go anywhere to begin with, but we all know that the Commanders are not going to be a playoff team most likely. Especially when it's Sam Howell going in there pretty much as a rookie, right? I guess he probably played like 1 or 2 games at the end of last year, but I mean,
he got a combined total of 38 snaps between 1.5 drive and a full game.
Yeah. So, I mean, kind of like Josh said, I mean, Howell, it's like he could be serviceable. He could really suck. I don't really think anyone's expecting Sam Howell to come out here and just be, ridiculous, right? I don't think anybody foresees that happening. Maybe he's serviceable and maybe he's fine for a year or two. And then they get a nice high draft pick, and then maybe they roll the dice and take a pretty high level prospect. But I mean, to me, I don't think the Sam Howell commies sort of equation is going to pan out. I just don't really see that happening. So yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. They've turned the corner and closed the book on the Dan Snyder era, which is a step in the right direction, but I don't think things are turning around anytime soon. I mean, it's what would you guys say, 3-4 year process to get them sort of, moving in the right direction where it's like, okay, they've put together a few solid drafts. They've got a good coach. They've got good staff under the head coach, good front office, and some solid players, right? I mean, it's not going to turn around and be anything different this year, next year, probably not the year after that. I mean, it's 3-4 years down the road that they are actually like past this whole era, right?
Let me offer you this scenario, though, because they're in a weird situation where the 3 teams in their division, like you said before, like the Eagles are second in betting odds to win the Super Bowl. Dallas is, I think, 6th. New York's 10th. Like, they have, 3 very good teams in their division. Now, New York minus Saquon Barkley is, a marathon runner missing a leg, but the Cowboys aren't a bad squad, and everyone knows how good my boys from North Broad Street are. Washington goes 3-13 and gets one of these quarterbacks in the top 5 of the drafts, and then we have a whole different conversation because I've watched enough tape on Sam Howell, and Josh, you can correct me on this. The dude has the decision making of a drunk guy at 3 a.m. at last call. It's just like, okay, maybe this will fit. Go, just chucks it and just goes, and that's the kicker. It's not about the fact he'd probably be an amazing backup in football and in pro football. Good instincts, mobile, get out of the pocket, can make the good throws. And that Cowboys team was a shot fighter at the end of the year. You watched it. They beat up a bunch of old men on that Tampa Bay team, but then honestly, they almost beat San Fran. What does that say about the Niners? But they just, that game against the Washington, they just looked shot. So I think Dallas kind of quit the second they saw Philadelphia beat the Giants. So I'll take that last game with a grain of salt. As much as I would want to see, I'd love to see, as much as I despise Sam Howell first time at North Carolina, it'd be kind of fun to see what he becomes as a pro. At the same time, I'm kind of like, I
don't buy it, dude. It's just
I don't either. It's going to be at best, it's one of those situations where Heineke had that little run. That's it.
Right.
Jerry Jones always said you never overpay for good quality. This is the key. They underpay for quarterback play, and they never get what they need.
You know,
Plain and simple, yeah.
what sucks for, I think it's just very just non-beneficial for Sam Howell. But I mean, it was obvious that the Commanders should never have went back to Carson Wentz. They should have stuck with Heineke for the rest of that year. But the fact that they weren't going to make playoffs, you should have had Howell in there for the last maybe 3 games or so. It's a wash. You're just see what the kid has. Like he didn't have a bad game the last game of the season. I just think that not enough to show me obviously that he's a franchise guy, but he should have had a couple more games of opportunities just so they knew what they had in him rather than that one game. But on a high note for the Commanders and the fan base and the one person that I know that's a fan of the Commanders, you got there's no more Bruce Allen, there's no more Dan Snyder, you got Josh Harris, you have Magic Johnson, you got new ownership, new everything running the team. This is good for the organization. This is good for the fan base. You have something to look forward to going forward. They should be on the up going forward, but at least the 2 main cancers in that organization are gone.
Yeah, you know what? You can tell it's just before we start doing the previews and like the NFL preview shows and all that stuff, because we're talking about the Commanders for almost 20 minutes. I find that amazing right now. And Josh did bring up a good point about Baker Mayfield and the Browns. I have a hot take. I'll drop this real quick. Kevin Stefanski is the most overrated head coach in football. I think he's a fucking moron. Nick Chubb has made that guy have an extended contract because his system is basically turn and hand the ball off and play action passing. And Deshaun Watson, who, despite his Bill Cosby level reputation, honestly is not a bad quarterback top to bottom when it comes to mechanics, throwing accuracy, skills, everything, right? So I figured, let me see what he looks like in the offense. And yes, Watson was rusty from basically taking a year and a half off, but even when he was at his best, it looked like he was fighting the offensive play calls. I have a theory that Kevin Stefanski is the reason the Browns will never go above 8-8 until he's fired. Because, I'm sorry, 8-9 or 9-8, who gives a shit? But the problem is the Browns, to me, I think Stefanski has lucked out with great draft picks, great young talent, and he's kind of just been cruising through it. And I think Baker got a raw deal in Cleveland. I really think he did. You saw what happened. He walks into L.A., and they beat the Raiders, who were one of the hot teams of football at that point. Then I think, honestly, with Tampa, they might actually challenge for that division because I think the Saints are the most overrated team this year going into the season because they have way too much holes for the fact that they're getting told they're going to be a 10-7, 11-5 team or 10, 11-6 team. So that was my hot take. And also, speaking of the Browns, fellas, we got some new uniforms. So we're showing off this one. We got the Browns all-white uniform. Check this out. Also, that's Cedar Grove's finest right there, David Njoku. Shout out to my mama. She's a Cedar Grove alum as well. Also, David Njoku's a Miami guy, so got to show some love there. But, yeah, that's the white-on-white Browns uniform. The promo for this with the dude wipes and everything else, using a men's hygiene wipe to wipe off your helmet was definitely a move. I appreciate the shameless plug and sponsorship. But, fellas, thoughts on the Browns white on white? I'm not going to lie. I love it. I think it's a great look. I think the Browns actually using an actual fucking logo instead of that stupid-ass brown helmet. Amazing idea. It's not working. But I kind of look at this and I'm like, the promo kind of fucking ruined how great this uniform looks. They also
Did
look
they
like
actually have a
Miami
logo?
throwbacks. They look like Miami throwbacks almost. Like
They did actually have a logo on the side of the helmet?
No, but they're using an actual logo for like hats and shit now.
It's like a dog, right?
Or they're using like the dog
really
face.
mean
Yeah.
ass like the bulldog.
Yeah, which I wish they would just do that, put that on all their stuff because it's annoying that they have the helmet, they have the dog, they have the little brownie guy, the little elf. I really got into the Browns whenever I was out in Ohio. You know, Baker just got drafted up there, and so hey, I'm gonna go and cheer on the Browns whenever Baker's up there. But then I just kind of fell in love with the organization for a little while. Like it was just really cool to see how they were building everything up. And then I don't know, I just feel like ever since them signing Deshaun Watson, I have zero respect for the organization now. But that was pretty much, you know, it had nothing to do with them getting rid of Baker. I don't really care if you get rid of Baker. If you don't see the production in a guy, then get rid of him.
Exactly.
But yeah, I have no respect for the Browns. So cool, way to go on white, but I hope you lose every game of your season because of Deshaun Watson on your team.
Well, speaking of Cleveland natives, joining us between me and Josh right now is a Hunter Renfro body double, one of the smartest people I know, the Neuralink of Belly Up Sports, and one of my good friends, host of the High Low Sports podcast, ladies and gentlemen, DJ Stewart. DJ, you're
saying not a Browns fan, so no worry.
No. I was going to preface it. We're going to get to his team next. I was really hoping he was coming in about now.
I was hoping you were going to bring his team up because his team's uniforms are the best. I think just overall.
Oh, I mean, I listen. I do dig them, but like, there's a couple that are rumored in the wings. But like
the best new addition that I've seen so far.
Yes, new uniform. Yeah, new uniforms. I think they do top it because honestly, that blue on blue actually looks kind of clean. DJ, quick thoughts on your current residency city's team uniforms.
So I don't like the Browns much for a lot of similar reasons with Josh, and just not really rooting for him. But I do actually like the uniforms. Kelsey and I did like that. We did a tier for the uniforms just a couple days ago, and we both put them in the top tier. I like them a lot. I know it's white on white. It's simple, but it's clean. I want them and the Bengals week 1 to both wear their white on whites. Winner gets to keep them. Loser, tough. I want to see them fight. And I want it to somehow snow in September too. I want them to have to brawl in those uniforms in a snowstorm.
To quote our good friend of the show, Mike Burlon, there's no contest here. So I think it was like either Scott or Mookie on Craft Brew the other night said, "Oh, it kind of comes close to the whole the white tiger uniform for the Bengals." No, it does not. Just stop. But listen, as much as the Bengals can irritate me sometimes, I am a pro Bengals guy because I used to love Chad Ochocinco growing up and Takeo Spikes and all them dudes. My biggest issue with the Bengals right now is that the fact they don't wear those white uniforms more. Those should be their home fucking uniforms.
Oh, you mean the zebra cake uniforms?
Hey, relax. Those are freaking nice. Those are nice unis.
No, I love them. They're my favorite. Whenever I saw that, I couldn't unsee it after I saw all the comments about them looking like a zebra.
The one thing that drives me nuts, this isn't even fan bias here, I just don't get where the hate comes from, is everyone hating on the Eagles all black uniforms. Those are fucking clean.
I like them. Yeah,
I like them too. And also, when they wear those all black uniforms, they just kick the piss out of it. They get screwed on a Jalen Hurts injury. Thanks, Chicago. But that I got to see him debuted against the Packers, and dude, in person, they're even cooler because like you see the lights reflect. It's an interesting look. But we're talking about DJ's team right here. The Indianapolis Colts revealed their new uniform. There's one of their cornerbacks who's 25. DJ, I don't even know this guy. Is that Rhodes?
That's Rodney Thomas. He's the safety from, I think, Yale or Harvard or some shit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Actually, I think I know. I have a connection. Somehow I know him through somebody. Either way, because my friend Sarah went to college with him. Anyway.
Is that the only picture you have of these uniforms?
That's the only picture I put up of this uniform.
Yeah. So the coolest thing that I think about these uniforms, the part that was like, okay, that's like top notch thinking ahead and everything. So of course the black, I've been rooting for the Colts to throw some black in their uniforms for a long time. But the coolest part that I think is just a small detail is that if you look on the C, on the inside of the C, it's actually the shape of Indiana, which I thought was really cool. An extra detail that they throw in there that puts them top notch for me, top tier.
I think that C is also their logo. Like as
DJ,
the
correct me if I'm wrong. That's on like hats and stuff, right? That's like a training camp thing.
I think they do have like block designs of that C. It does look so. I think they did do that as well. So
I don't like that they put it right there then, because that makes me think that they're putting it like for captains.
Yeah, that's what I said. That was my one knock on this uniform.
But I like that logo a lot.
I do too. Honestly, these are growing on me. Mason, you've been definitely a little quiet today. I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this one. You being a Colts hater, being a Patriots fan, what do you think about this?
I think these are pretty trash, man. I am just not a fan of black helmets. To be honest, I don't like them. I mean the color of the jersey's cool or whatever. These just remind me of like, we can all remember the Color Rush jerseys from Thursday night football games. Probably like what? I don't know, 6-7 years ago.
2015, maybe 15.
So yeah, that's the only thing I could think about when I saw these. So I think sort of like the stripes on the shoulder are a little bit weird looking as well. But I do agree with Josh. I like that C logo. It does also remind me that, or like make me think that this guy is like a captain, like a team captain. So poor,
don't put him there. Put him on the shoulder or something.
Right, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think they're just kind of average, sub-average, not great. Color's fine. It's just like, I don't know. There's no need. Colts have pretty nice classic uniforms. No need to mess them up.
I don't mind the uniforms. I mean, this picture is a little better than the first one that I saw. I like the blue. I like the black on the blue and everything. I'm not a fan of the stripes on the shoulder, and I'm maybe just it's an unpopular opinion. I don't like the C logo at all. Really, like their new logo. I got some things to say about it that I don't think are appropriate to say live.
Matt, we've talked about this on the show. And as long as it's not racist or really offensive, you can say it.
It's definitely not the first one. I just don't know if it falls into the second category.
Well, I mean, Matt, you've done the show with me for about a year and a half now.
You know, let's just rip the Band-Aid off. It's missing a chromosome. That logo is a little, I don't know. That logo is missing something. I don't know. It just looks a little confused.
He may have crossed the line there, I guess.
Yeah, okay. The people in the deep south. I was expecting you to say something much worse than that, like missing a chrome. Damn it, Matt! You set me build it up so high that I thought you were gonna drop a nuclear warhead. I thought you were about to drop an Oppenheimer, and you just dropped a.
He just dropped the JDAM instead. That's about it.
See, we could chop it up. Is not a fan of the logo. The color scheme and everything's nice. Take the stripes out and figure something out. I don't know.
I feel like you could do black stripes with the white on the outside of the black.
That's what I was thinking.
I could get behind that.
That was kind of my thing with that. Yeah, like and then also, like I said, I really like the C, but I thought it was a captain thing. So if it's a logo, put it on the side shoulder. That's the only criticism I have with that. Other than that, I really like them.
Yeah, like honestly, DJ, I would with your team, for a team who never adapts when it comes to uniforms, so close. You know what? You got to the line. You almost got the layup. You just missed it, but you came close. The Colts actually showed some promise with this one for how like cross-brained Jim Irsay is as a human being. This was actually pretty good. I appreciate this. I do. I want to hear what Pat McAfee says when he comes back to the show on Monday, because I feel like his reaction is going to be hysterical. He's like, "It's the best uniform the Colts have ever released. Yo, it's great." And I'll be like, Pat, come on. No, it's not.
I think it's the best they've ever released, just because like the other one's just the same one that they've always worn for however many years they've been in Indianapolis.
Nobody can say Colts tradition, because if it wasn't for Peyton Manning, they wouldn't have any tradition.
They had a good run from like 2012 to 2015 too, so you could tag that on there. Those are some glorious times for all of 5 seconds. But
I did see the guy's career. Thanks.
Yeah, that part still hurts. We don't talk about that.
Yeah,
part.
It's okay. I know Ryan Gregson is your Jonathan Gannon. I know.
We're not going to get into that. We don't have enough show left for me to go on my rant about that guy and how he's the one human in the world I actually have resentment towards. But someone actually photoshopped the Colts uniforms and actually inverted it, so they were black uniforms with the white helmet with a little bit of blue accents, and those are actually pretty clean. If they want to flip that, those would run away with it.
Okay.
My thing is like, why can't they come out with all black with blue accent in it? I think that would be cooler than what they did.
Those are them are the Lions. It's like a gold mine. They just don't want to attack it. All right.
I don't like the Lions.
So here's I like the Lions on uniforms.
Here's the best one.
Here's the best one.
Like it.
Seattle Seahawks.
These are
with
amazing.
The 90s clean look.
Oh my God. This screams Steve Largent. This is amazing.
Dude, this is like Jim Zorn, Steve Largent, like rookie Sean Alexander. I am here for this right now. This is clean. Okay. I honestly wish I grabbed the photo of DK, because I mean the dude was flexing with the handout with the blue gloves. It was clean looking. I love it. I give this an A+. Like what? Because there's some leaks about the Philadelphia Kelly Greens, like the Buffalo Bills when they did the retro uniforms a few years ago, the Houston Oiler uniform for the Titans. Teams sometimes actually understand the assignment with retro uniforms, and the Seahawks understood the assignment. I love this. I'm ready. Honestly, can we make these their full-time uniforms? Like, I honestly am kind of done with that, like, ugly-ass navy and the lime green and the gray carbon fiber-looking shit. That's so 2013, like, when everyone had, like, the Nike Elite socks with 15 different colors. Like, this is definitely more, I think, the look right now. Like,
I wish they would do, like, these are their normal home uniforms. The lime green can be their alternate uniforms, and then those light gray ones, those can be their away uniforms. I feel like if we did that.
I really dig it. All right, DJ, what are you thinking about these Seahawks uniforms? I'm loving them so far.
I think Josh hit the nail on the head right there. Those light grays would be wonderful for aways. These ones could be your main ones. It's kind of like with the Chargers. They should have made those powder blues their main uniforms many, many years ago. I think the Seahawks should do this as well. Then have that lime green, the obnoxious one that if you look at it too closely, it makes your eyes start to bleed. That could be your alternate as well. So I think they have a lot of really good options there. I think they just need to rotate when they use them. But I like these ones. They're pretty good.
Are you referring to the uniforms that look like when you take a shit ton of vitamins and you got to piss like 30 minutes later?
I'm looking like when you drink one too many Minotaur drinks, then you look at your piss after.
Oh, Minotaur. Oh yeah, I forgot about
you
those.
drop too many of the
Saw that movie a couple months
sour
ago.
green apple Gatorades that have way too much green dye in them.
Yeah. These to me are hands down the best alternate uniforms that have come out so far. I can't find one thing to say bad about them. I think it perfectly depicts the old school uniforms that they wore back in the day, and I agree with all of you. I think this should be the full-time home jerseys. But these are beautiful uniforms. A++ to the Seattle.
I haven't seen the helmets. Are the helmets just as clean as that picture you showed?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to look those up now.
They haven't they didn't officially release the helmets. I've seen leaks of them though. Mace, what do you think of these uniforms?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Matt. Easily the best of the three. You guys can remember when they did play in these. I don't, but
how old do you think me and Matt and DJ are?
I mean, I don't know. You guys were talking about how I don't know, they were hitting a nostalgic sort of, I don't know.
I remember one game of Sean Alexander in his rookie year, which was 2001. Okay.
Okay. All right. Anyway, yeah, I think they're fire. They're great. Hopefully they wear them more than like twice or three times next year. I mean, that would be a shame.
Yeah, I mean, Mason, Jared and I are only like 5 to 6 years older. We're not fossils.
Damn, my legs work. I don't have a walker behind me. Like shit.
Yeah. And DJ's only a year older.
He's sitting in a wheelchair, but he doesn't use a walker. Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Listen, we all know Kelsey and Duck are Kelsey, Duck, and McCarthy are the old men of this friend group, so we know that how that happens. I will say this: so the NFL really needs to drop a stupid fucking twice a year alternate policy. Make it up to 4. I'm sorry, because like teams like the Seahawks, the Eagles, the Bills, there's like the Titans, because the Titans apparently are dropping a black uniform in about a week, which looks apparently is going to look insane. Black and Carolina blue.
I saw that. Yeah.
Mint.
I don't know about that, man.
I don't know. Black Carolina blue and red actually would be kind of sick. Because like the Eagles, one game do all black, one game do the Kelly Green retros. And then one game do like the black. It's like there's too many NFL uniform regulations. Like if one like I love how like the Eagles almost did away with the green pants. They got rid of them because like Devontae Smith at the postgame presser is like, "Yo, coach, can we do black pants next week for the white jerseys?" And it actually became a thing. I love that that's a thing still. Like they can actually suggest that, but they really need to start dropping these stupid like only 2 alternate uniforms per year because it kills so much creativity with the jerseys. We get it. We know what the Colts and the Browns and the Texans and the Eagles and the Patriots. We know what their home uniforms look like. Also, I think the Patriots should go back to the Tom Brady era uniforms. I fucking hate the ones they have now.
I wish. Go ahead, Matt. Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, and there are some leaks coming out as well. Like I think you were mentioning. Like I did see. Shout out to the New York Jets intern who most likely lost his internship, but man filmed the Jets trying on their uniforms for picture day and everything, and then just got a beautiful video of them opening up the curtains, and all you see is a number 87 CJ Uzama standing there, and is not in any current jersey that we have, and it looked like an 80s throwback white jersey from like the Sack Exchange era. It looked sharp, and I've heard rumors they're going to leak them on like the 24th. I'm praying that's true because I will be the first one in line for a Rodgers one for those. But shout out to that intern for doing the absolute justice of the world and probably losing his job because, yeah.
I can't wait for the Eagles. I think they're talking next Thursday they're dropping it. So I think that's the one they're dropping for the Kelly Greens, and I will probably buy my Hurts. I'm still going to – I don't know, fellas, what do you think? Getting the quarterback jersey is kind of key, and I'm buying my first Hurts jersey. He's got the contract. He is my favorite player. I want to get him in a Riddick jersey. Maybe I'll get the Riddick jersey in the throwback, and I'll get the Hurts jersey in the regular green. I'm not sure. But, fellas, next Thursday, me and Josh have something fun to show you guys. It is the return of Belly Up After Dark, presented by Belly Up Sports and a bunch of other sponsors that we will establish later. I am hosting, obviously. We have Jay Smith from Unfair Sports, our boy Mike Burlon from Craft Brew, and that handsome devil from Iowa, Josh Mahler, is coming on as well. We're talking college ball, NFL training camp rumors, and just anything that comes up. It is Belly Up After Dark. A half hour after the show ends next Thursday, we'll be rocking and rolling. Please stop in, say hello. Also, if you have a topic for us to talk about, let us know. We want you guys to give us some shit. It's going to be an hour-long show. It's going to be a fun time, 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, July 27th. It is going to be a great show. The return of Belly Up After Dark, hosted by yours truly, this handsome devil with, honestly, needs a little beard trim, honestly, but whatever. It's going to be a good time, though. I think you guys will actually enjoy it. So shout out to Josh for helping me redo the artwork there and save my ass because the shit I sent him was looking atrocious.
No,
that's what real friends are for, Josh.
No, and while you're at giving little shout outs for what's coming up to this Saturday, 9 o'clock Eastern time, 9 a.m. Eastern time, I believe. I should double check that, but I believe it's 9 a.m. Eastern time.
You're an hour ahead of us, buddy. Don't overthink it.
Yeah, I know that's why I have to think because I like to put it out either 9. I think it's 9 Central time. I'm pretty sure that's what it's supposed to be. But we're doing a college football super show for Belly Up. It's going to be on the Belly Up YouTube page. So as long as we're giving shout outs, let's also remember to give that one a shout out as well. Kind of getting ready. We also have 2 very big guests that are coming on the show. We've got a guy named Connor Hayden, who is a one of the biggest Nebraska sports shows. He is going to be joining. He hosts Corn Crazed is what that one's called. So he's going to come on to talk a little bit about the Big Ten and Nebraska, and then we're also going to have David Cohn, a former Michigan quarterback, who is also the Crane and Company a co-host of Crane and Company over with the Daily Wire. So he's going to come on to talk NIL and all kinds of stuff too. So we'll have a few of us from Belly Up, and then also those guys kind of joining on as guests as well.
I feel bad, Josh, that I'm stuck doing a shift because my manager won't give me a Saturday off for once. I will try to at least watch from my phone. If it's dead as shit and nobody's in there, my manager isn't there, I may be like, hey, bring me on the show for 20 minutes. I can do it. I'll just call in from my phone.
Yeah, absolutely. I know it's me, Jay Smith, and I think one of the guys from the Sports Scrambled podcast. I think it was Tyler.
It is. I think it was. Yeah, Tyler's a good guy.
And we have one more guy. It's me, Tyler, Jay, and then there's one other guy, but I can't think of who else is joining. But off the top of my head, but we've got 4 of us. Kev is joining us. So
Kevin came out of his freaking shit. Wait, which one? Kevin Wilson or Kevin from?
Not Wilson.
Kevin's coming out of his hole. Oh my god.
Yep.
Guys, Kevin's coming out of hibernation.
He's going to crawl out. I know he loves college football, so I figured I had to get him on to talk some college football with us.
Talk for about 3 fucking hours.
That's this Saturday 9 a.m. Central time. I'm fairly certain, but if nothing else, go check out the Belly Up YouTube page. It should be ready to go here by tonight, at the very least. So
I will be heckling Kevin from the comments now. The entire show. Whose microphone is dying right now? Who done it?
I can hear it as well, but it's not mine.
Mine's plugged in.
I don't know. It's not mine. It's. I don't think it's me. Because I can hear it. All right, fellas. It's the main event of what we were talking about before. Every year, those rocket scientists, Rhodes Scholar, Nobel Prize winning geniuses at Madden find a way to give us at least 45 minutes of content. And every year, it's just the same shit. I'm actually excited because I think this is the make or break year because I think Madden's contract expires this year. So I think they have to go all in because they don't want to lose their exclusivity contract. So, ladies and gentlemen, presented by the amazing people at MaulerBros.com, promo code BELLYUP for 15% off. I have the blue camo polo, super fucking comfy. It is a little snug, but that's on me for drinking too much beer. It is they fit very well, especially if you're actually in shape. I am not. That's why that was my mistake. Super comfortable fabric though. I cannot get over that. Like literally, I wore it. I think last tea time, which was last Saturday. All my boys were struggling. It was hot. They were sweating. They were missing balls. They were shanking things right. I felt nice, cool, calm, and collected. It was a great experience. I had to suck in my gut for half the time. That's on me for drinking too much beer. I keep reiterating that. Also, be on the lookout. Me and Josh are now working on Corner Booth X Mauler Bros hats. I am workshopping design right now. So you'll see me, Mason, and Matt rocking them soon on the show. They'll be sent out also to the boys at High Low, Rising 2, and all of our other friendly shows. So look out for those as well. May throw some camo in there because I got to throw some love to my hick roots. Either way, Madden Ranks presented by MaulerBros.com. All right, fellas. It's kind of been going out. The only rating I have not seen yet. Now, Matt, the link you sent me, I haven't looked at it because I knew about 80% of the ones, the top 10s, but I'm kind of nervous because I don't know if they actually did the quarterback ones or not. And
I've got the top 100 quarterbacks right in front of me.
And it's not too great. It's kind of a letdown.
All right.
All right, so we're doing quarterbacks first.
I'm trying to find this site Matt sent me is so ridiculous. I'm trying to freaking arrange it by position. It's not letting me. Oh my Lord. Wait, by role. There we go. Quarterbacks. I can read by position. There we go. Holy shit, this is irritating. Okay, top 10 quarterbacks by position. Number 10, Tua Tagovailoa at an 83 overall. Number 9, Kirk Thuggins himself, 84. Aaron Rodgers with an X factor at 86. Jalen Hurts only getting a superstar. Fuck you, Madden. No, at 7 at 87. Dak Prescott at 87.
God.
Dak Prescott at 87 with the superstar. Are you fuck you, Madden. Justin Herbert only getting a superstar rating. Lamar getting an X factor at 91. Oh boy. Josh Allen, X Factor 93, warranted. Joe Burrow, X Factor 95, and Patrick Mahomes. How is he not a 99 at 98? That's quarterbacks. Fellas, we are reacting. Quarterback ratings, initial thoughts. Who should have been in? Who should have been out? What's going on here?
Yeah, let's talk about the bullshit at number 6. The absolute bullshit that Dak Prescott is over.
Yeah, number 6, 7. 6 and 7, Matt. Go right ahead, man.
I'll let y'all roll with it. I'm loving this. I'm loving the
one, you're swapping 6 and 7. I might even say you should swap, Dak and Rodgers. I would put Dak over Kirk. Dak should be like an 85. Maybe an 8. Yeah, 85 is fine. Because I don't know why Jalen Hurts doesn't have an X Factor rating. He just brought the team to the Super Bowl. And I don't know why Dak is play. Jalen just went to the Bowl. And I don't know why Justin Herbert's. I don't know.
I'm going to say one thing. I'm going to hold off. This is just plain and simple facts. Did anybody actually watch the games against the Saints? And on Christmas Eve, Eagles Cowboys, and how inept that offense was with old Van Boy, aka the Colts backup, Gardner Minshew at the starting role. The Eagles were lost without Hurts under center. He deserves not only an X Factor, a 90 rating. The fact of the matter is EA Sports must be all 49ers fans. That's what it's got to be at this point, I swear. Also, how the fuck is Dak 87? My man led the league in interceptions. And he only played like 13 or 14 games.
Well, and
I would say
but I also feel like, let's see, there was Dak, and then who was right above Dak?
Herbert.
Herbert was right above him.
Which is fair. It's fair to put Herbert above Prescott, but it's absolutely not fair to put Herbert over Hurts.
Yeah.
So Hurts should have been above Herbert,
but Hurts is not.
and Dak. Well, and I also think Lamar was one of them that was above Jalen. That right now, I don't know how you can put Lamar above Jalen other than speed.
We had this conversation, right? Josh, we had this conversation. You and me had this on a show, I think in like February, where Lamar hasn't earned that top 5 status anymore. He hasn't progressed as a passer. And that's the problem. He's the same passer he was
I think he started showing his progression as being a passer, but he hasn't played. I mean, last season he didn't play enough for me to say he's top 5 above like a Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts has to be in a top 3 just for considering where he led his team and what he did last season.
I would accept at 4 behind Haley Steinfeld's boyfriend. That's what I'm going to refer to him as for the rest of the season. I would not, even behind Allen, I would allow that, right?
Yeah,
that's
I
fine.
can understand.
Yeah, I can accept that because Josh Allen's got a fucking howitzer for a shoulder. And Joe Burrow's Joe Burrow, and everyone knows Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I feel like if you go Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen above Jalen,
that's fine. I will allow that.
I think even Aaron Rodgers deserves it only because of his. I think the tier that we would put Aaron Rodgers in.
I think Rodgers is the 5.
But currently, I think Rodgers is only better than Jalen Hurts because of his IQ.
Exactly.
I don't think his skill level, when we're talking stats and skill level in Madden, Jalen Hurts would be higher because he's got a faster, he's faster, more agile, he's tougher. Aaron Rodgers can throw better 100%, but I don't know. I feel like Jalen has to be in that top 5. Especially when you're listing off some of those other guys in the top 5.
Cowboys and 49ers fans in that freaking room.
Dak does not deserve to be up there.
Dak doesn't deserve to be higher than. Also, Trevor Lawrence is in the top 10. How the fuck? Or Geno Smith?
I feel like Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence needs to be in over Tua. I don't think Tua deserves to be in that top 10. Oh my god.
Where's Kevin coming out from the top row? Tua is the greatest quarterback not named Mac Jones.
Honestly,
go ahead, Matt.
Mason. There you go.
I think it's just kind of bogus that they're dogging my man Kyler out too. 79 at 14, dude. Like,
what?
Who else above Kyler?
So we got Jared Goff, Geno Smith, Trevor Lawrence, Tua.
I'll allow it.
I mean, he didn't play at all.
No, Tua's not better than Kyler Murray. In what world is that the case?
I don't think you can go on the field, though.
I don't think you can put Tua above Kyler, and I don't
think you can put Jared Goff above Kyler Murray.
No, I don't think you can put Jared Goff. I think you can do Geno, and then even
I think
Trevor
Geno.
Lawrence. I'll make an exception
Geno
for
proved
Trevor.
it last year, but it's like, look at the difference between what happened with Tua adding Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Look at the year before that, or the 2 years. I don't remember how many years he was in the league before that. And then obviously you look at how successful he's been since adding those 2 receivers. It's night and day. So I don't think it's solely dependent on, Tua just changed his play over one summer and just got that much better. It's like, no, when you add...
Lawrence should be 10. That's my opinion. Lawrence should be 10.
And I think that's fair, but I don't think Kyler should be at 14. I think that is totally ridiculous.
I think they're
not based on the guys above.
Kyler for his lack of giving a fuck about football.
Sure, sure. He does not really care about
the
playing
KD
football.
ratio. We got it.
Yeah, but dude, he's better than Jared Goff. He's better than Tua. He's not even rated 80. He's 79 rated. Like.
Also,
I feel like you have to put him at least like 81, 82, and I also think he deserves to be top 12.
I think they also dropped him to a 79 because the fact is, like, he's not going to play 80% of the season.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Also,
but
can we stop with the Jared Goff slander? My man was an instrumental part of the fact that Lions offense actually was decent last year.
Yeah, I think Jared Goff is fine, but he's not. There is no world
think Jared Goff is better than
you
Kirk
are going to
Cousins.
make an argument that he's better than Kyler Murray. You literally can't.
We should bump Kirk Thuggins. Like, seriously, it should be Jared Goff and Geno Smith, and Kyler should move up, while Dak and Kyler and Tua should move down. Dak.
We put Dak at like 18.
Dak, I'm okay at 11. Okay, like he's still 18. A good quarter. I'll take the Cowboy slander anywhere I can get it, but like.
Let's think about this. If you switch Dak Prescott and Geno Smith, they trade teams. I am not kidding. I think the Cowboys would be better. I don't see how you can make an argument that it's like Dak is going to do better with that team instead of Geno Smith. They're the same player.
I think if you're basing on what we saw last season, Geno
Geno's better than
definitely
Dak.
deserves to be
Yeah.
better than Dak. I mean, that's
And that's my point. That's
Geno
my
in an
point.
actual system. No offense to the former Jets teams. Geno's a great quarterback when he actually is given help. He's a good. Geno is the better version of Jared Goff. That's the best way I could put it.
I will say I'm very happy that I don't see Russell Wilson up there in this top 14. That
77 for Russell Wilson.
That is very good job from Madden to not put him up there because of what we know he's
superstar rating, which is
capable of.
hilarious.
Really, that's so weird.
It's okay. We're
He
gonna
does
move
have a
on to
mean
running
moon
backs.
ball.
But DJ, I want you to videotape. Go to your roommate after the show, and I want you to videotape and just send it to me. Your reaction saying, "Hey, Dak is the 6th rated quarterback in Madden, higher than Jalen Hurts, and he's an X factor, while Jalen's only a superstar." Just tell him that straight up, and I want to see his reaction.
Because we had that conversation.
There's only one person on this planet who just thinks Dak Prescott's like an overrated sack of crap more than me, and that's a Cowboys fan and our boy Kelsey Coyne. So we're moving to running backs. Now, number 1, they got right, but we're going to start at 10. Kenneth Walker at 10 at 87. Tied with Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon got the superstar. Kenneth Walker did not. Aaron Jones at 9.
That.
Aaron Jones at the 9 is superstar at 88. Tony Pollard at 88. Jonathan Taylor, X Factor 89. I like that. Austin Eckler did not get an X Factor at 89. What the fuck? I hate this shit. Then we have.
Is it wrong to say that it's absolute? Oh, you go first.
No, and then they apparently Dalvin Cook doesn't exist because they dropped him out of the fucking list. Dalvin Cook's in here. Dalvin Cook got 91, but he's not listed here, which is hilarious. Then you got Saquon. He got a 91. I think he got a superstar, but he's not on this list for some reason. Saquon, 93, X Factor. Derrick Henry only got a superstar at 94. Josh Jacobs didn't get shit, and he's a 95. How the fuck is that possible? And then you have Christian McCastrick and Nick Chubb at 96, 97, respectively, 1 and 2, both X Factors.
Yeah,
now,
number
1,
1
2,
and 2
3,
is perfect.
1, 2, and 3, Chubb, McCaffrey, Jacobs, perfect. Love it. I'm good with it. Let's roll. Derrick Henry at 4. I love it. Give him some respect. Give him the X Factor. Give him bulldozer. Come on, he's a fucking bulldozer extraordinaire. Saquads, even though he's not going to play this year, apparently now, that's the new rumor going around. Anybody else think he might actually get dealt because the Giants just don't want to deal with him?
Well, and what's up with that?
I think they hold on.
I haven't really heard what's going on. I just heard
they
rumors that he's not going to be playing.
They missed the deadline to sign a contract. Saquon was like, I guess this shit is going to happen. Or what he was just like, he was pissed, but he's like, because the Giants weren't going to meet him past what his franchise tag number was. And as much as I think Saquon is one of the most talented running backs in football I've seen since I was a kid, he's had some bad luck with injuries. Now, if it was somebody like, I don't fucking know, like Eckler, if Eckler didn't get fucking paid, I would have been screaming from the rooftops, pay this man. He's literally the only reason the Chargers made the playoffs. But Barkley is finally healthy for the first time since his rookie year. That's not good. Okay, so that Barkley situation is weird. I don't know how that's going to go, but either way, let's talk rankings here. We can kind of close up with the Barkley and Jacobs and Tony Pollard situation. All three, by the way, are in the top 10 running backs in the league right now. By the way, my Eagles, the closest one up is we have. Oh, by the way, Matt, your boy Breece Hall is an 82.
Yeah, this is bullshit. Fuck? How is he
second highest? Fourth highest speed, I think. Damian Pierce is an 83. Then my boy DeAndre Swift is an 81. Bijan Robinson, 81. Really? 8. Travis Etienne. Cordero Patterson actually listed as a running back here, 85. Alvin, I beat up random people in Las Vegas. Kamara is an 86. Miles Sanders got an 86. Joe Mixon just missing the top 10 at 87 with a superstar ranking. The fact that Pollard, Walker, and Jacobs did not get any kind of superstar ranking or any kind of X Factor shit, if y'all don't know who play Madden, those are essential. Like, it gives you an extra boost of stats. It makes them more effective as a player, helps them develop faster when you're playing franchise. The fact that they didn't get those is hysterical because they're all essential running backs to their teams.
I honestly think Joe Mixon needs to be further down the list than he is too. I don't think he's as good of I think he's overrated in the NFL.
His accuracy should be higher.
Joe Mixon.
I agree, Jared. I think he is. I think he's top 9.
Listen,
top
you
8.
hit a target from that distance with a handgun. That's impressive.
There's a lot of things that have issues. One, how is Breece Hall an 82 overall, number 19? But he is behind Cordell Patterson. He's behind Jamal Williams. He's behind Miles Sanders. He's behind Tony Pollard. How is Kenneth Walker?
I think he should be behind Tony Pollard.
Above him.
Damian Pierce. That was the other one I was.
How is
what?
How is Kenneth Walker 87, but you're going to give Breece Hall an 82, which they were pretty much missed close to equivalent amount of games, and Breece Hall was about to be Rookie of the Year if they didn't get hurt.
I feel like
I'm just ticked about the fact, like, this is total fan bias here, but like DeAndre Swift got passed up because Jamal Williams was having the year of his career. Swift is a superior running back to Jamal Williams. He just didn't get any short yardage carries, and he's an 81 and Williams is an 85. Jamal Williams is a anime-loving short yardage back. He's Mike Tolbert with a little faster of a get-up and a stupid-looking do-rag. That's it. That's the only difference between Mike Tolbert and fucking Jamal Williams. Okay? And, like, I watch dudes like Breece Hall and DeAndre Swift, and I don't get, like, yeah, he had a ton of touchdowns. He was falling backwards into the end zone. He only ran for 1,000 yards because I think, like, he would get a couple lucky break-off runs. Like, he's still a number 2 running back. He was Jones's backup for a while. This is where Madden starts losing their shit a little bit. But hey, Chubb and McCaffrey, number 1 and 2. Great job, guys.
Yeah, definitely deserve to be up there in the top 2 right there.
Yeah, let's give Cordell Patterson a superstar rating, but we're going to give Josh Jacobs nothing at 95 overall.
Yeah, that doesn't really make too much sense.
Literally the only reason the Raiders are even in the playoff hunt.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs is definitely one of the premier running backs.
By the way, these are not official numbers. I will disclose that right now. These are the leaked numbers. They could change because Madden's already starting to get blowback for this. We're going to move on to wide receivers because everyone knows who number 1 is. If you do not think Justin Jefferson's a 99, you need to go hide yourself until next baseball season. Jay Jetta's number 1 at 99. I'm just going to say it right now. We're going to start from the top. CD Lamb is 10 at a 90 overall. X as a superstar. AJ Brown at 9, X Factor. Amari Cooper at 91, tied with AJ Brown. He only got a superstar. Scary Terry, 92. Jamar Chase, 94, superstar. Stephon Diggs, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, all got X Factors. 96, 96, 97, 98, and 99. So all good ratings there. Honestly, that's my top 5 favorite receivers. I don't think Tyreek Hill's a 98. I'm going to be honest. If he wasn't fast, he'd be a mid-level receiver. But I would say I would put Diggs and Kupp and Adams above him. I'd put Tyreek at 5 and Jamar too. But whatever. Fellas, break it down.
I like Tyreek up there. The only one that I didn't agree with in that list, I think, I don't know why CD would be so low. I don't think I like Amari Cooper above CD.
I don't like AJ Brown above.
Yeah, no, I do
CD
not like AJ Brown being below Terry McLaurin. I do not like that at all, man.
AJ Brown basically is our generation.
Terry McLaurin shouldn't be up there either.
Yeah. I mean, let's
Brown
call
RTO. That's what he is. He's a physical freak who can run.
The facts of the matter is you should take 7 and 8 and make them 9 and 10, and then make 10 and 9, 8 and 7
also,
at least.
Debo and Jalen Waddle are like at 14 and 15.
Right.
You have DK Metcalf at 17.
Could you talk about how is Tyler Lockett?
Amon-Ra St. Brown is 20th.
How is Tyler Lockett 4 spots above DK? I know it's
Godwin,
one.
Godwin and Calvin Ridley are in the mid-20s. Like this, like
I also don't like how it seems like in a lot of these rankings or ratings, whatever you want to call them, there's a little bit of bias for the injury. You know, we have Cup pretty much missing the entire season, yet this dude's he's got a 96. You know, why is Cooper Kupp above Jamar Chase? I have no idea. That makes no sense to me. But then, you know, you turn around and you have guys like Javonte Williams or Breece Hall who are getting like 83 ratings, 79 ratings, and it's like they missed the same amount of games as Cooper Kupp, but Cooper Kupp's over here, you know, with a way more serious injury that could essentially, you know, he could return. Like he could be a completely different player, right? He could be a shell of himself coming back. But, you know, this dude's out here getting a 96, better than Diggs, better than Jamar. Makes no sense to me.
Also,
there's no sort of like unilateral sort of bias on the injuries.
I mean,
I'm sorry, Matt.
No. I was just gonna say they're the same rating, but like the fact that they have Garrett Wilson ranked behind Olave, and Garrett Wilson was a Rookie of the Year, I think he should put
that
him.
one did drive me nuts too.
Pittman above Garrett Wilson, Matt. How do you feel about that? How about this, Matt? I know this is gonna drive you nuts. Freaking Odell Beckham above Garrett Wilson. That is pathetic. That is pathetic.
Calvin Ridley above Garrett Wilson. He didn't play last year.
See, this is what I'm saying. These dudes don't play all year long, and somehow they're above some of these rookies who, you know, could absolutely come out this year and, you know, like who's to say that Garrett Wilson doesn't go on that same Jamar Chase type trajectory this year?
Garrett Wilson is the next Jamar Chase, AJ Brown. That's what he is. He's that draft class's next, like, year one Rookie of the Year candidate, year two superstar. Like Garrett Wilson's the next like entry into the top 10 receiver class.
I can't believe they have OBJ over him, man. That is insane.
Okay, so the kicker is we'll go. So when this actual official, when the game releases, I will buy it because I haven't bought a Madden game since 20. I have a brand new Xbox. I want to try it out in the new gen. I will we'll do a correction show. We'll do probably like beginning of the season, whatever. But these are obviously unofficial numbers. But the fact of the matter is, like, Garrett Wilson got dog here. And also, can I stop on the Olave like fluffing? He's a decent number 2 receiver. Garrett Wilson was the number 1 weapon once Breece Hall went down. Like, number 1 weapon on that Jets offense. It wasn't even close. We gotta stop this freaking Garrett Wilson slander. It's not funny.
Also, I'm gonna go out on a limb and just say that I'm comparing them because they're all number 2 wide receivers. But Devonta Smith, I'm putting over Mike Williams and Tyler Lockett.
Thank you.
I'll say I think I'm probably
cooked up Trayvon Diggs like bad steak.
I'm probably going to be an outlier, but I feel like the 99 club is a very elite class that you have to work really hard to be in. I love Justin Jefferson. I think he deserves to be number 1 on the list at like a 97 or 98. I don't think he deserves quite yet to be in the 99 club.
Buddy, he puts up ridiculous numbers with Kirk Thuggins as a quarterback.
But that's just because Kirk Cousins can loft it up and know that he's going to go and catch it. Right. I don't think he's quite 99 club.
It's like Tua and your boy Reed
locked him up like it was like a bad arrest. Like it was everyone that week 2 game, man. Like I think Jefferson had 1 catch for 24 yards, or no, 2 catches for 24 yards. Slay locked him up badly, and Slay had a busted ankle halfway through the game.
Well, and I'm just saying that I don't think he deserves 99 club. I think he still deserves number 1 on the list because I can't think of a wide receiver better than Justin Jefferson right now. Yeah. But 98, 97, that's kind of where I'm sitting with him right now. I just can't quite bump him up to 99.
All right. Anybody else got any wide receiver thoughts before we roll into tight ends and then edge rushers and corners and we get out of here?
I got nothing for you.
All right. From one guy who may have not deserved it to one guy who definitely did. Travis Kelce clocking 99 here. Shout out to Killer Trav. Most dominant pass catcher in football. Like, it's no question, 99 overall. So we're going to go from 10 down. Number 10, I don't know how Freiermuth dropped. Allegedly, he was at 7 before, but now he's at 10. He's in the top 10. These numbers don't make sense to me here. So allegedly, Freiermuth at 84. Evan Ingram at 984 as well. Cedar Grove's finest, David Njoku at 85. Kyle Pitts at 86 with a superstar. Darren Waller, 87 with a superstar. My boy, Big Dallas Goddard at an 89 with no ranking because fuck you, Madden. TJ Hawkinson at 90. Same thing, no rating. Great. Mark Andrews, George Kittle, and Travis Kelce, 95, 96, 99, respectively, all superstar X Factors. So, gentlemen, tight ends. I think the top five is fine. I think the top five is perfect.
Kyle
Top
Pitts
five.
doesn't need to be up there.
Who? Kyle Pitts? Oh, I
Kyle
know.
Pitts.
Kyle Pitts. Who would you put in instead? Because
I just think he's overrated. I think I would bump him down to like, I mean, out of that top 10, I would bop him down to number 10, and everybody else gets to jump up.
Yeah, because like after that, it's like you have Dawson Knox, Schultz, Everett, Hurt. I mean,
Listen,
the aging beauty that is Zach Ertz, Hunter Henry, Gesicki, Hayden Hurst, Higbee, Big Bob Tunyon, the ageless dinosaur that is Mercedes Lewis, Tyler Conklin, Cole Kmet, Noah Fant. Like, it's a bunch of mid-level tight ends after 10. Tight end's a weird position this year where you only have 10 good ones, and then after that, it's a bunch of mid shit.
Listen, I'm taking Dalton Schultz over David Njoku any day. I don't know how this guy gets high ratings every year.
Watch your damn mouth.
I'm not a David Njoku
check down
fanatic.
ability is the only reason that guy's a new contract.
I think Njoku has the capability to be an elite tight end. He's with the Browns. I can't look at the Browns.
Thank you.
And say that there's one player. I mean, like Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb should be he should be number one every single year, but he's not always going to be number one because he's on the Browns. Like, it's just crazy to me that there's certain players that are over on the Browns that they just need to leave the Browns organization because they're poison.
I mean, I agree with.
I don't disagree with you. I like Schultz, but I think
I agree with
Njoku does deserve some love.
I agree with the majority. I agree with the top 5. I agree with the guys being in the top 7. I don't think Njoku's an 85. I would have swapped him out with I would have put him at I guess 12 or in the top 15. I'm not putting him in the top 10, but I mean tight ends just a position where once you get out of the top 5, it's really slim pickings from here, hoping to hit a diamond in a rough. But I don't know. I think 85 is too high for David Njoku.
No, I agree. All right. Moving on to edge rushers. And let's say anybody else got tight end shit. Anybody else? DJ? Mace, you got anything else? All right.
I got nothing here.
All right. So just missing the top 10 because actually this is fucked up because Rick was originally at this list doesn't make sense because they bumped up Von Miller. No. Who'd they bump
there's
up?
already
Yeah, they flipped DeMarcus Lawrence. So I'm not putting DeMarcus Lawrence in there because the official top 10 was Riddick and then whatever. I don't care. They did this weird. Anyway, I'm gonna ignore DeMarcus Lawrence's existence. So just missing the top 10, DeMarcus Lawrence, Matthew Judon, and Jeffrey Simmons all were 89s and a 90 respectively. Judon and Simmons were both superstars. Right at the top 10, Hassan Riddick at a 90. I mean, my man led the league in forced fumbles and was third in sacks, third in defensive player of the year. Kind of got robbed by Nick Bosa's bullshit. It's okay. Whatever. I don't care. He didn't get a shit. 9 is Joey Bosa, X Factor. Cameron Hayward, X Factor at 91 and 93, respectively. TJ Watt, 94. Von Miller, 94. Max Crosby, 94. Michael Parsons, 97. Myles Garrett, 98. Nick Bosa, 98. And Aaron Donald, 99. I have my biggest problem with the fact that Aaron Donald is still 99. His number is 99. His rating is not 99. Can we establish the fact that Aaron Donald is not as lethal as he used to be? Because now you figure out if you pull block him and you run at him, he becomes useless. Because there's nobody else on that Rams pass rush to help him. This is a bullshit rating. Honestly, I think Nick Bosa is the best. Nick Bosa and Myles Garrett and Micah Parsons and Max Crosby, TJ Watt, and I think Riddick are the 5 best pass rushers. And then
that's where I think Mason was talking about this earlier with I think injury needs to bog your numbers down a little more than it does because just like I think he brought it up with Cooper Kupp, I think with Aaron Donald, he's still elite. He's still maybe a 97, I agree with you. I don't think he's 99, and I don't know that he's number 1 in that list. Just because, like you said, I like Nick being up there at number 1. I even think DeMarcus Lawrence is kind of underrated in that list, but I'm just not sure who I would swap him with. But I feel like DeMarcus Lawrence, I think he deserves a little more respect.
Also, I will throw in the fact that we have like Chris Jones was 94. So like that's another one that got thrown in there. This is
Really?
so fucking wonky. Well, like he wasn't included on the pass rushers list. He was included as only defensive lineman. But I will throw him in here because he's a pass rusher. That man is basically he's the Jay Ratliff of our generation. Any other knocks here before we go on? Anyone want to like take a shot at Madden because it's open season, bro? We got 15 minutes before showtime's over.
Oh yeah, let's Brian Burns should be higher than where he's at 18 on this list. Definitely over like Matt Milano, and I'd put him over Cam Jordan and Trey Hendrickson. Hassan Reddick should be over Cam Hayward in my opinion. And I agree with everything else, like in who's in the top, 10. If you take DeMarcus Lawrence out and you swap Reddick with Cam Hayward, because I don't know, it's just a little disrespectful. But I mean, other than that, I agree. I like Max Crosby at 5. I think he's underrated. I don't think he really gets a lot of attention because Raiders are always in the bottom barrel for defensive rankings. But that's my little tidbit. I think Burns should be higher. I think Hassan Reddick should be higher. And then shout out to Max Crosby for cracking the top 5.
All right. Mace, you got anything on this one?
I mean, it's hard for me to say this. I mean, I think Judon should be a little bit higher, but it's like I can't really say of anybody who's above him.
I think this is a weird one. So like top 15 should be a thing because pass rusher is such a loaded position.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I'm saying, it's just, I don't think he's particularly better than anybody above him on this list, but it just feels like 12 is too low for a guy who, finished top 5 in sacks last year. So yeah, I mean that's my only critique. I think the order's fine. I would probably throw Von Miller a little higher. I think Micah Parsons is one of the most overrated players in the game. So I don't think he should be at 4. But yeah, I mean, I think Donald is overrated criminally, sort of like the rest of the teams or the rest of the players on the Rams. But yeah, I'm with you, Josh. Actually, now that I think about it, he's not a 99, man. You can only gas up the dude, enough, right? Like, I don't think he's on the same level as Justin Jefferson, to be honest. So, yeah, that's all I have to say.
Fair enough. All right, and now we're moving on to cornerbacks. I actually went out of my way to go find the actual list from Madden because the list this website got me was dogging Matt's boy Sauce Gardner like badly. So I ended up saying, screw it, we're just going to get the official list. So the official list right now, Denzel Ward is just finishing up. I don't need the sharing options. Fuck you, Instagram. Denzel Ward is at an 88. Tre'Davious White at 90. Marshawn Lattimore at 90. Stephon Gilmore 91. Darius Slay 92. Shout out to old man Slay. Marlon Humphrey 93. Well deserved. Sauce Gardner, let's go. Rookie cornerback, let's get it. Come on, Matt's got his boy at 93. Patrick Surtain 94. Jerry Alexander 95, and somehow, some way, Jalen Ramsey is still at the top 97. I think you should flip Surtain and Ramsey, and this is a perfect list.
I can get behind that.
Go ahead, Matt.
I mean, the list I have is obviously different, but on my list, Tariq Woolen is number 40, which is blatant disrespect for a guy that
I figured out this website is bullshit because they're playing favorites now.
I got you now because there's just no way Tariq Woolen is not as good as or isn't better than Jason Verrett, Dante Jackson, William Jackson, Carlton Davis, Byron Murphy. The list goes on. That's just a lot of disrespect for Tariq Woolen right there.
Yeah, no, like the website we looked at was good, but the problem was they fucked up. They basically they started fucking around doing favorites and shit, and that's the problem. Because I'm looking at the NFL official page right now, and we missed a couple. So like that's good. I mean, honestly, like in pass rushers, like they bumped up Riddick 3 slots. They dropped out what's his face. They kicked out Cam Hayward. Doesn't make fucking sense. Judon is in the top 10 now. Von Miller's in the top 5. Max Crosby's higher. They figured it out. I think this website was kind of fugazi. Sets on us for not vetting the source better, but yeah, no. Sauce is a top 5 corner. Can we stop the slander? My man was a unanimous defensive player of the year. There was no question who it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think he should be at least 5. One amazing historical season as a rookie corner. Let's see if he can add that up next year. But definitely got to have Surtain above him. I think Surtain is one of the better younger cornerbacks in the league right now.
I'll agree with that. By the way, Chris Jones, for reference, actually came in at 94. Not 96. Okay. Oh, no, sorry. 96 instead of 94.
Judon should be in the top 10 at least. I mean, it's a good thing that he is in that
88.
list.
88.
Yeah, I mean, he should be higher rated. I mean, he had a career year last year, but
they're going to wait to release quarterbacks until like next week. But we kind of know it. I hope this website was fucking bullshit, because if Dak is really above Jalen Hurts, then this game is literally fucked.
So this list that we have is from the last Madden 23 roster update. So this is at the end of the season. Because if you look, there's none of the rookies or anything like that. So that's the catch for this. So it's the end of
okay. They added the rookies, but the problem is the rookies were like, they had AJ Tyrell like 12. Also,
I still don't feel like you put Dak above Jalen though, even if that's the case.
Yeah, here's the other kicker is, right? So like even these top 10, 20, these top 10s, where the fuck is AJ Terrell, who was in a lockdown corner for Atlanta last year? He's better than Denzel Ward.
Needs to be a 91.
He's better than Trey White. He's better than Lattimore. He's better than Gilmore.
He's at
I
least
would put him right after Slay at 90 at a 91. That is where I put Terrell at the minimum.
No, we're in agreement on that one. I've been the AJ Terrell stan here the last few shows. The fact that he's not considered a top 10 corner is blasphemy. Just because he got toasted by Jamar Chase in a national championship game 3 years ago, people can't get over it.
Patrick Surtain got mossed twice by Devontae Smith in his rookie year. Who gives a fuck?
People clearly give a shit because they keep underrating AJ Terrell for no reason.
Freaking listen, Devontae. Who is it? Freaking DeAndre Hopkins fucked up Devontae Smith. I mean, fucked up Darius Slay. Doesn't matter. Still top 10 corner. It's like
receiver's going to take somebody at some point.
Guys have bad games. Dion got fucked. Who is it? Revis got fucked up by Randy Moss. It's what happens. Great meets great equals great.
Unless it's 2007, 2009 Revis. That's a different story.
Yeah. Somebody should go tell Asante Samuel about 2009 Revis.
Shh, don't be dissing my boy. I love Asante. The safety list is hilarious. I know we don't really have to give too much effort into this one, but any other thoughts on corners before we roll the safeties and head our ass out of here?
No, I'm good.
I thought Gilmore was a little high, man. I mean, like we were saying, this list might be a little bit bogus, but I mean, I think they had him. Let me get back over here. They had him at like 8. They had this dude above your guy's Sauce, Matt. So ridiculous.
Yeah,
so
prehistoric.
Like, what are we doing? Like, Gilmore's above like the rookie of the year. In what world? Like, this isn't 2020 or 2019. So yeah, that was ridiculous. I was gonna ask, Jared. You said you had the real list up for corners.
Yeah, the real list I found on Madden EA, like the check down actually has a real list.
Okay.
Like the real list of 10 at least.
Okay. Was Trayvon Diggs on there?
No.
Okay, excellent.
Like 12.
That would have been my only gripe. If he was top 10, then I would have had a serious problem.
He's not. He is a poor man's Asante Samuel, where at least Samuel could cover, but would have opportunistic interceptions. Trayvon Diggs is only good because he has opportunistic interceptions. He's given up 1,000 yards as a corner back-to-back seasons. He's not elite. We have to stop this
He
whole
either
thing.
gets burned, dude, or he makes a really nice play on the ball and comes up with an interception. I mean,
Problem is in the
it's
NFL,
black and white for that guy.
that doesn't sink anymore. You need to be in the gray as a corner.
Right.
Because they don't give a fuck about interceptions are in the way the NFL's turned into, like the interception thing is it's like a dropping stat. Like people would rather have pass deflections than sacks. So that's why the fact that James Bradbury is an 84 or an 85, I think I saw, it was bullshit. The guy led the league in pass deflections. One bad kind of overhyped holding call against a mediocre receiver in Juju. It's kind of bullshit. It's okay.
Right.
The turf guys and the refs had it out for us that game. It's okay. We'll get him. We'll get him in October. Beat him by 40, and then we'll tell the whole world to shut the fuck up. All right, safety. I'm not just a little bitter about February, guys. All right, safety's quick. Before we roll on out of here, it starts doing some cross promo for everybody's stuff. Micah Hyde, an 89. Harrison Smith, what at a 90? Jordan Poyer, well deserved. Buda Baker, well deserved, soon to be Philadelphia Eagle apparently. Tyrann Mathieu, 91. Jesse Bates, 91. Kevin Byard, 92. Justin Simmons, 92. Minka Fitzpatrick, 93. And Derwin James, 95. How the fuck is Harrison Smith still here? Also, as much as I think he's an annoying little douche, as much as I think he's an annoying little whiny douche, how is CJ Gardner-Johnson not in the top 10?
I think Honey Badger in the top 5. Are we still looking at this MaddenRatings.com list?
No, this is NFL.
Oh, this
official.
is okay. Okay, let me go find this list that you're looking at, Jared.
Where's Blitz Boy on this
the
one?
check on Instagram page.
Blitz Boy's at 12 or something like that. He's 80.
That's bullshit.
Nah, fuck that guy, bro. He is so criminally overrated. He is one of my least favorite players in the NFL.
I enjoy how we all knew who we talked about as I just said, Blitz Boy.
Yeah.
Oh, Jamal. Yeah, Jamal.
Dude is a loser.
He is a very good hybrid linebacker. He's just not. He was fine in New York,
and he runs his mouth like nobody's business, dude.
I'll say,
dude.
I have no problem admitting it. When in 2020, when he was requesting a trade, I was so upset. I was in my feels. I loved Jamal at that time. I was not gonna lie. I was inboxing him. I was inboxing him.
God.
I was like, bro, please don't leave. And then I saw he went to Seattle. I was like, oh man, you're about to be Legion of Boom 2.0. Congrats. And now I'm like, this fucking guy kind of sucked. He can't cover.
He dodged a bullet, man. I'm telling you, dude.
No, listen.
Adams, dude, Madden 20 Jamal Adams was the most broken player in Madden history. He was an instant force fumble. And they made him actually good at covering, and he was probably one of the reasons I won multiple titles in me and Kevin's Madden League that went 28 seasons. It was like Jamal Adams was broken. Just absolutely not fair.
Hot take. Jamal Adams should never have left New York, because if he stayed with the Jets with this current regime, I think he could have done some serious damage. And when he was with us, I mean, listen, he wasn't great in coverage, but he was making so many plays on the field that you just bypassed the fact that he couldn't cover. But now you put him in Seattle, the defense sucked. He was exposed, and it's like, damn, this guy kind of was overrated.
But I'm sure he looked at Matt's inboxes and like, man, that sucks that I'm leaving Matt.
Probably.
Dude,
if you ever come across this, Jamal, I definitely inbox you, and I loved you to death back then. No bad blood now. Just if you ever want to come back, you got to just see if you got any references. If anybody wants to put in a good word for you.
Also, apparently, so I made that joke about the soon to be Eagle Buda Baker. It's because apparently Keely Ringo, who somehow is friends with Buda Baker, who is in the Eagles' third or fourth string corner behind Slay and Bradbury and Maddox, was apparently working out with Baker and was apparently trying to schmooze him up to come to Philadelphia if they allow a trade. Also, the dude's been kissing Sirianni's ass all offseason. Howie, make it happen.
Dude.
Just create the Doom Squad. Just fucking run through it.
Buda's a dangerous dude.
Buda, and honestly, Buda would fit in great in Philly because he's just he's one of those. He is just kind of one of those dudes who just wants to fuck your shit up.
Dude, with the draft that Howie had, and if he adds Buda Baker to that, I don't know how you don't just crown this man GM of the year before the season even were to start.
GM of the fucking this man literally watched that 2017 team burn into flames and then goes, "Hey, give me 12 months." Literally back in the playoffs. And I'm just like, the fuck just happened? Literally turned the Carson Wentz trade into AJ Brown, Jalen Carter, and like 2 other picks.
There's
I don't know
Devontae Smith, right?
Yeah, no, Devontae Smith was our pick.
Okay.
But he like turned I saw the graphic the other day. It was like he turned the Carson Wentz trade into AJ Brown, Jalen Carter, and I think like one of our better defensive starters. I think it was Nakobe Dean. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like the dude just he don't miss. What's that? What's that? Michael Rappaport and Snoop Dogg quote? This motherfucker don't miss. He just doesn't. He just hits his target.
Listen, I have a newfound love for Philly just because they produced Joe Douglas. Because Joe Douglas turned the Jamal Adams and Sam Darnold trades into I don't quote me, but I believe it was Elijah Vera Tucker, like Garrett Wilson and Brees Hall or something like that.
I saw the graphic. It's
fucking.
very cool.
Shout out to Howie for grooming Joe Douglas for that one.
All right, fellas, I'm getting eaten alive by cigars because my cigar just ran out and my anti-mosquito candles are dying. So here we go. It is 8:40 on the East Coast here. I'm going to let these handsome gentlemen go. DJ, where can we find your amazing content?
You can check us out every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. We go live. Check us out on any of your favorite podcast places, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anything like that. You can check us out there. Every Tuesday, we upload different tiers based on whatever random topic we think about. So go check our YouTube page for that. And yeah, check us out pretty much any of your socials, High Low Sports Pod, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all of it. Go find us out. Go find us there.
Mr. Mahler, running on negative 6 hours of sleep. Where can we find y'all amazing content? Also, keep plugging that college football show.
Yeah. First of all, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time this Saturday. You can check me and a couple other Belly Up Sports guys out. We're going to be on the Belly Up Sports YouTube page for a college football super show. But for Rising to the Occasion, you can check us out at rising2.com. It's risingto.com. Pretty much all of our stuff is on there, so you can find us on YouTube, social media, everything right there. It's a pretty simple place to find us.
Sweet. And, of course, Matt and Mason know the drill. You can find our amazing content at Corner Booth Pod on all things from threads to TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can find Mason at Corner Booth MR. You can find Matt at Big Wisp and Corner Booth Matt. You can find me at Belly Up Jared and Corner Booth Jared. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you stopping by. Have a happy Thursday and a great weekend. We will see you guys. I don't know about Tuesday. I will let you know. Check our Twitter account. We'll let you know if we're going to the show Tuesday. Next Thursday, we are doing the Redux. Duckman will be back. We are doing our record over-under show. Hopefully DJ can make it for that one. Last year, I think DJ and me won for over-unders, so it should be a good time. My biggest miss was I think I had the Raiders over, and DJ's biggest miss was the Eagles push. So that was our my biggest win was, of course, Jacksonville over 10 wins. So, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all stopping by. Check out the college football show hosted by our man Josh Mahler on Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern time for us normal human beings. And, of course, check us out next Thursday after the NFL the NFL record prediction show. I will be doing Corner Booth After Dark with Josh, our boy Jay Smith, and our boy Mike from Craft Brew Sports. It's going to be a great time. All you please stop by, check us out, show them some love. We're trying to bring back Belly Up After Dark in a big way. Starting in July, we'll do it once a month. It's going to be a great time. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. Do not drink and drive. Enjoy yourself responsibly. And shout out to our sponsors, YeatsOfficial.com, Candidates, Mahler Bros, and SeatGeek. All promo codes are on the Belly Up website. We appreciate y'all stopping by, and peace.